President, thank you for doing this.
It's an honor.
Can you clarify what this war is about? Is regime change the goal?
Not necessarily. What is the goal is Middle East change, meaning if you look at what we've gone through in the last generation, Iran consistently spread terror, hate, and destruction all over the region and the world. And it's about time that
Hold on.
everybody tells you.
That's crazy. Cause who bombed 7 countries in like 2 years? Well, was that Iran? No, it wasn't. It was Israel. So I mean, if we're talking about causing terror, like bro, Iran hasn't struck nobody in the last 2 years. Israel, you struck 7 countries, bro, and you're telling me that they're the threat to the region? Okay,
Iran, guys, we're fed up.
all right,
This
bro.
has to change one way or another. If it will lead to the regime change, the more the better. But right now, undermining their capabilities in long range missiles, in spreading terror with their proxies, in rushing to the bomb, and a lot of other things that they've been working on. I'm asking myself for years already, why does Iran set up terror cells in Brazil, in
I mean, okay, well, why does Israel set up Mossad terror cells inside of Iran? And we know that y'all do this. Y'all admit to it. So, I mean, fair is fair at a certain point. I mean, look, we could complain about Iran because we don't do half as much as Israel does to Iran, as Israel does to the Middle East. Because when Israel complains about any country, the Middle East is like, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Every country you complain about, you've literally bombed and you've talked about overthrowing for the past 2 decades. Let's just be real here.
Australia, in Britain, and there's a grand plan here. And if you read what they think, and if you listen to what they say, you understand they have a grand plan. And we're here to block this grand plan and bring a new change to the region.
Are you not concerned that without a clear end game, what you get could be worse than what you have?
It's always something that one needs to take into account. History teaches us that these things can happen. But there's not much of a choice when you know, okay, that they want to jump from 2,000 long range missiles to 20,000. When you know that they have invested all their nation's resources and money in creating havoc in the Middle East as you try to make peace with Muslim countries.
But
When you know
you've bombed 7 Muslim countries. You even bombed Qatar, bro. You bombed Lebanon. You was bombing the Palestinians recklessly. I mean, bro, you bombed Jordan. Bro, what are you talking about, Israel? Bro, you bombed Syria. Like, what? Who's causing more dysfunction in the Middle East? The guys who've been sitting back doing nothing, or well, I'm okay. We're not gonna say Iran doing nothing. Of course, they fund their proxies and all that good stuff, but they ain't bomb nobody. Israel not only funds proxies and terrorist cells, but they're bombing countries. And we're supposed to think that Iran's the threat in the Middle East. This is crazy. Like I said, it's just absolutely insane how we're even in this war because it's obvious they dragged us into this.
that they have another new secret plan to rush to the bomb, you have to take action. That's it. And it comes from a certain ideology and a certain leadership that brought this on their people. And then you see how they butcher and kill tens of thousands of their people, and you understand there's no.
And here's the thing, guys. There's no verifiable proof that Iran killed 32,000 plus of their own citizens. No verifiable proof. Actually, go ahead and look this up, Chat GPT it, and you will find one article that has not verified its source whatsoever. It literally says, oh, from a classified document that they do not show us, or they do not prove that they have that, oh, Iran killed up to 30,000. And that's come from Iranian International. Well, I believe it's like a news agency that's in the UK. It ain't even in Iran. So yeah, but the official numbers are about 5,000 to 6,000. Still thousands killed. But come on now, why are we hyping up the numbers as if 5,000 wasn't bad enough?
No mercy for anybody. No mercy, definitely. No mercy for moderate Islam, no mercy for Jews, and no mercy for Christians.
You say it's always a concern what might come next. Can you think of a can you think of an example from history where airstrikes from above led to change from below.
So we know that the Balkans, that was a clear lesson of our generation, okay, 1992. And after about 40 days or so, it led to major change. And that was a grand war. But here I think it's much more complicated to say it's only comes from the air. There are a lot of things on the ground, not necessarily boots on the ground of soldiers, but a lot of processes that ensue that can bring change. And especially if you take into account.
I'm sorry, but if you think we're going to get regime change without putting boots on the ground, you're delusional. I mean, we could sit there and pretty much obliterate them. But if you're looking for regime change without putting boots on the ground, it's not happening. That's just a God honest truth, guys. We're not going to be able to airstrike our way to regime change. I mean, think about it. We already did. I mean, we already tried it. We obliterated Khomeini. And they still got like 5 other dudes. They just appointed the new Ayatollah. It's the old Ayatollah's grandson, I believe. No, wait, my bad. No, actually, no, wait. It's Khomeini's second eldest son. So they're still in power. And then if we killed Khomeini's second eldest son, there's gonna be somebody else after that. So what are we gonna do? Just obliterate the entire Ayatollah? I mean, and we could try, but we really don't know how big that is.
The ability to destroy this infrastructure, which is destroying their ability to have even a protest or a dialogue, you understand that things can happen.
You say not necessarily boots on the ground, but possibly.
No, I don't think so. I don't. First of all, let me be clear. I'm not calling on any boots on the ground, not asking any American or any other one else. But if you look at the grand picture, what do you see as opposed to this empire of evil, this coalition that Iran has developed with its proxies? There's a new coalition that has been discussed for years, and you've been following the Middle East. And this coalition is of Muslim nations, strong, robust, equipped, together with Israel.
Yes, and you just bombed most of these Muslim nations. And then you're also talking about getting into it with Turkey. Now Turkey's a target. Like, what did Turkey do? But once Iran is done, all of a sudden y'all gonna start talking about Turkey. So please, it's like crazy how y'all talk about, oh, we want peace with Muslim nations, but you're also talking about getting into it with Lebanon and Turkey. Actually, y'all about to send ground troops into Lebanon.
Well, fighting this empire of evil with the support of the United States of America and its leadership. This is the issue, and that's why I commend President Trump for a uniquely bold decision at this given moment to bring a different trajectory to the situation with Iran.
You say President Trump's decision. Is that how it happened? Whose idea was this?
So first of all, I must make clear, Israel does not dictate to President Trump anything, and Israel does not drag America into a war. God forbid, we are not there. America is the superpower of the world, and President Trump is the leader of the free world. And this decision of his is out of clear considerations and professional decision-making process. Israel is a factor because Israel is an ally, and we are here at the frontier of civilizational values, a clash of civilizational values, meaning we are here in Israel protecting Europe, protecting the free world for quite some time, since October 7th. And we are an ally because if it starts with Israel, it never ends with Israel.
Hold on, you've been protecting the free world since October 7th, bro. You caused the terrorism that comes upon you. You sat there and put the Palestinians in an open concentration camp in Gaza and was bombing these guys recklessly before October 7th. Then when they protested, you shot them. So I'm sorry, but trust me, October 7th was an atrocity. But you can't sit here and say you were protecting us for the terrorism that you guys kind of caused. And then let's be real. Why was y'all border so open? Israel, almost everybody in there serving the IDF, y'all usually heavily guarded. So how did October 7th even pop off? But I mean, hey, that just might be their 9/11.
And that's why you see the Prime Minister of Britain mentioning that only in the last year there were 20 possible Iranian terrorist attacks in Britain only in Britain. That means all over the world. And it's a war that the free world must fight and stand up behind all the forces that are fighting to delegitimize the Iranian regime's activities.
President Trump said that he had in mind some names of people who could lead a new Iran, but that they also were killed in the initial airstrikes. Does Israel have a list of possible replacements?
So we're very cautious in this. I must say, honestly, we're very cautious and mild in the way we look at it. It is not our job to decide who can lead Iran. What we do believe in, that it is a unique historical opportunity for millions and billions of Iranians and the nation of Iran who seeks change, and we know it for a long time.
How do you?
We get it from so many sources. It's an open world for a long
That's
time,
what
and you
kills
can
me.
only see the
Now we always sit here and say that, oh, Iran wants change. Iran wants change. I mean, Iran's their own sovereign country, like it or not. I mean, if these people honestly wanted to overthrow the Ayatollah, they could. They've overthrown, they overthrown an entire monarch, and that monarch had a whole secret police with guns and all that good stuff. So if they were able to do that, why can't they do it now on their own time, on their own volition, like without us getting involved? Like, what's wrong with that? Because it's kind of funny how we're sitting here pretending like, well, 80% of the people in Iran just don't like the Ayatollah. I mean, like, shoot, look, there's 93 million people in Iran, and in 2024, 30 million and a half people participated in their elections. Well, that's already 30 million people that's already politically working with the Ayatollah. So, shoot, you tell me what matters. The BS poll that you got over there with a couple Iranian people, or millions of Iranian people who actually put in their votes in an Ayatollah set up election?
dancing in the streets of London or Greece or other places of Iranians and Israelis to understand how much of a craving and a desire there is for change in Iran.
How long do you think this is going to last?
So it takes time, because these things take time. But if you look at it from a bird's eye view, and also with the data, you see that there's a constant weakening of the Iranian regime's capabilities. And it doesn't mean that it's over. We understand it could be painful, it could be difficult, and it has its ups and downs like any such event. It's a war, as was said by your Minister of Defense, by the Secretary of Defense. War is terrible. Nobody shies away from it. But you sometimes, in order to get to peace, because there is a clear possibility of peace between Jew and Muslim and Christian in the Middle East, for you see the historical movement towards it, you need to fight to get it.
How close is the coordination between Israel and the U.S. in this war?
Superbly close. Very close.
Obviously,
Meaning-
obviously, it's very close. When you struck them, we followed up with you, according to Rubio.
Share lists of targets, meaning you
Obviously, it's
coordinate who
close.
takes out what?
So I'm not in the war room, and for clarity's sake, I'm a head of state without executive powers. This is the constitution in Israel. But since I'm fully briefed, and this is a very intimate and close cooperation.
Do you have any guarantee that America will stick in this fight, even if the politics in America change?
So it doesn't. These are not considerations that you consider when you have a given moment with circumstances that force you to move forward.
I mean, I'll
You
answer
take into
Vlad.
account.
I mean, Vlad, I'll answer you because I like you. But no, look where my logic is going. Because guess what? The Shah also did the same thing as well. And the Shah had a secret police, and they overthrew him. 36 million Iranians, by the way. And they was able to overthrow a monarch. And then that's how the Ayatollah came in. So let's not forget how they even got here, and also through our interference as well. So let's not forget here. So when I sit here and say that, I wish there were more people that was against the regime, but it's just not looking like it. And just according to the numbers, and you could just go off of their poll numbers or their election numbers, and you'll see how much people participate in with the Ayatollah. And it's obvious just by looking at their elections. Because guess what? When they elect presidents, all the candidates that they got was chosen by the Ayatollah.
That
But that's my point.
We need to serve.
Not that I want Iran to keep, not that I want the Ayatollah to keep going. I'm just giving people the reality. You know, people don't like that. You can't give people the truth without them saying, what are you doing? Working for the Ayatollah? You work for Iran or something? Like, no, dumbass. I'm just giving you the truth. And that's it. It is what it is.
Each side needs to serve his or strategic and national security interests. Right now, there's full conjunction of interests, both of the United States of America and of Israel, to serve our national security interests of both nations, and by the way, also of the nations in the region. Because if you look objectively, when the Iranians send missiles towards Turkey, towards Cyprus, towards other countries, you understand that it could have been much, much worse had it erupted so much later.
So let's talk about those other countries. Is it your hope that the Arab Gulf states join this fight?
So we don't recommend to them anything. It's their decision. They are very important leaders and distinguished leaders. You know, some of them were mediators in the last 2 years. Some others are very firm in their position to have been the basis for the Abraham Accords. The Abraham Accords, which were carved out during President Trump's first term, are the linchpin of the future of the Middle East, of peace between Israel and the entire Middle East,
All right.
and moving forward between the Jewish state and Muslim countries all over the world. This is huge. This is really historical. And I believe that these nations know how to take their own decisions in their hands, and they're doing it very nicely.
It is their decision. I'm sure they're considering it. You would welcome it.
So I believe that, you know, the problem in modern day
I'd welcome it
politics
too.
is sometimes you neglect the fact that if you are hit, you say, okay, I will absorb it and move on. Now, usually, because my position has always been, you offer a leaf, or, you know, of an olive tree.
Don't worry, guys. We're about to look at a lot of interviews, and I even got a special video at the end. Even got a special video because apparently the YouTube algorithm is trying to stop World War III, as along with me is like so. Hey, shout out to the YouTube algorithm. But all right, let's go ahead and get into Israel sets up attack on Lebanon, targeting what is called Hezbollah sites.
The army